Hello YouTube viewers, I got a new knife today. I'd like to do a quick review on it. I watched several reviews on YouTube and very appreciative of the people who have taken time. Something very informative. I myself, not a knife expert. I would say I'm a knife enthusiast. So I'd just like to show this one a little bit, see if there's something you can learn from it. I didn't see too many videos out there. The designers of this knife, this G&G Hawk, they have a pretty nice backstory out there on YouTube. I found it to be pretty, I don't know, informative or interesting how things started for them. So that was enough for me to go ahead and order one. I got it from Blade HQ. That was my first dealing with them. They're, as far as I can tell, a good company. Showed up right away. I will say this: it comes in a bag here with a little pouch, and that's what you get. So if you're someone who wants the bag, or the I should say big box and tools and extras, they don't have that with this particular knife, and that's okay with me. I think there's probably a specific price point they try to meet, and they obviously not willing to sacrifice on the materials. Blade steel is top notch, titanium, carbon fiber. I mean, you guys got the specs available to you online. For me, one thing that attracted me to this knife was the oversized pivot. I was looking, of course, at some of the, you'll see some of the Striders or the aluminums on, and this one in particular I was interested by because if you see here, the back end of this blade, when I saw the locking mechanism, I initially assumed that there was some feature on the outside that this lock was engaging with, but it's all internal. So it's a large, I guess, provides a large metal on metal contact. As you see here, they're using all of the space around here, which I think helps, because I think what I would predict we're going to start seeing probably is more and more kind of gimmickry and larger pivots. But if it's just a large cap or a larger pivot even showing here, if you don't have that kind of side-to-side coverage, you are going to be susceptible to some blade play. This one, of course, nothing, up or down, side to side, out of the box is perfect, or out of the bag I should say. So extremely sharp. I think it comes just as sharp as either one of these. This is a Benchmade North Fork, just as a comparison for size, and of course the paramilitary too. Just as sharp as any of these out of the box, bag, whatever. So no complaints there. The pocket clip is a bit unique in its design. It's a two-piece. You can kind of see the feature there as they use it that way. So far so good. Like I said, this is my first day, so this review isn't going to be very comprehensive in terms of my dislikes. First impression is it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Over time, I guess I find out, if how this works out and how I like that, how I like the rest of the knife, I guess. Size-wise and ergonomics, of course. It's hard to rival this one here with that kind of forward choil. But for my hand, I think I would say I have a large hand size. At least when I, buy like the Mechanics brand glove or whatever, I get the large, and this thing really fits. It fits perfect, and the larger thumb studs provide a good grip toward the front. The locking mechanism here, try and get a little closer. You pull it back and it disengages somewhere internally. There is no visibility, no weight relief on this titanium. It's all solid, thick slabs. So somewhere internal, obviously there's a cutout here, but it's all done internal. Nothing. I think the intent here is nothing can get in. Obviously, that's the intent, but easy. One-handed. The deployment, you can flick it out, no problem. Closing it one-handed is no problem. Yeah, like I said, it's everything I thought it would be. I guess time will tell how some of this pivot and pocket clip work out. I guess I carried it today, and over the last couple years, mostly been carrying one like this. And I guess what I noticed right off the bat today is this knife is quite a bit thicker. So again, first day, that's something that I noticed right away. A little bit bigger in the pocket. So again, only time's gonna tell if I get used to that and how I like that. It's a little bit heavier, but obviously it's I would consider it a more heavy use knife. Blade centering is perfect. Some of these other ones, this one wasn't perfect, but it's also seen a lot of use, so not gonna really bash this one for anything like that. This one here came pretty good. It's been back for sharpening. They provide a good service there. This knife I've found I have to tighten the pivot screw if I don't want the side to side. I now have to tighten the pivot screw so that it's a little bit difficult just to flick out. That's another thing that kind of attracted me towards this larger pivot, is I don't think I'm going to see any of that. It's got some good holds. If you get more up into this part here, they cut out the top side of this blade. It's thicker. I should give a thickness comparison here against the paramilitary. Really carries its thickness out towards the end though too. But as you start off in here, this one really fits the thumb nice for kind of a hold like that. And even if I do some of this type of hold here, works out well. If you want to get way up there, I guess probably not a very useful hold up there. This one here has something more for that. I don't use that a whole lot, I guess. So anyways, check out their video, I guess. It was, the designer G&G Hawk. It's a MUDD knife. I guess I'm not exactly sure who manufactures it. I know it's made in the USA. For all I know, they are the manufacturer. There's another name printed on the titanium here. Saw something on a different website selling this knife that it was the production was turned over to someone else in the US, but I guess I didn't do all of my homework on that outside of watching who I know designed the knife and the concept behind the pivot and the lock, and it's pretty impressive. I, as you can probably tell, I tend to gravitate towards the made in the USA, so that was important to me. Other than that, I guess if there's any other specific requests or questions, I'll try and address that in the comments section. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I have these other knives here as a comparison, and hopefully you find this informative. I'm sure others can jump in and fill in the gaps, what I'm missing, and you guys obviously, if you've gotten to this point, you know where to find the specs and who sells them. Oh, I do know in my research that I did do, I know that this, I think exact design but larger, was released. I don't know if it's in production right now, but I know that they're out there. They're still for sale on eBay and things like that. I guess I didn't look at the website, but it was released. Gosh, who's that knife manufacturer? They make a lot of flippers out of the US, but there's a MUDD version of this knife that's bigger. I just can't think of it right now. So check out that one if you got larger hands, or if you're more into more of a combat based. I guess this one's more geared towards an EDC. However, it's heavy use. It's a little bit large in the pocket, and rightfully so. It's got some bulk to it. Anyways, check them out. Have a good day.